Hello everyone and welcome to Soar and Score reviews of Turkish Airlines 787 business class from Istanbul to Malé in the Maldives. This is a continuation of our last flight from Denver to Istanbul on our trip to the Maldives. Today we're starting from Istanbul International Airport after a 3-day layover in Istanbul for some touring. The 787 seating layout is similar to the A350, but there's 7 rows of business class and not 8. Other than that, it's the exact same cabin, just a little narrower. Istanbul Airport is a beautiful, well thought out airport and is very easy to travel through. I would highly recommend it for connecting internationally, especially when going to Africa, the Maldives, or the Seychelles from the US or anywhere. Business class has a dedicated check-in section, although it's challenging to find. There was an individual agent who helped us check our bags and get everything situated for our flight over to Malé, and even pointed us in the direction of the business class lounge. And on that note, wow. This was by far the best lounge I've been in so far of all my travels. It was absolutely incredible. I particularly liked the open ceiling design, how you could look throughout the entire terminal, and it was super well lit. I really appreciated the numerous food options. While I was wandering around, I also discovered a room with the history of Turkish Airlines, which was very interesting, and the famous golf simulator, which I was not very good at. One thing to note, however, is that since the lounge is placed in a very central location of the airport, and the airport doesn't necessarily have a train or something to get you to the gates faster, you have to walk, and it's pretty far since it's a big airport. So there's a screen outside the lounge that tells you how far to each of the gates, and for us, we were looking at about a 20-minute walk, so keep that in mind. Here's our beautiful 787 that would be taking us to the Maldives. It was a 10 p.m. local departure, so we'd be getting in at around 8 a.m., so I was sure to maximize sleep time on this flight. The seat was spectacular. Similar to the A350 seat, it was very comfortable and spacious. We were given a blanket, slippers, and the usual welcome drink. This time I went with the lemon. And just like that, we were taxiing out to the runway. Enjoy the takeoff as we hurtle into the Istanbul night sky. Next, it was time for dinner. The dinner service on this flight, since it was shorter, was much different than the flight to Istanbul. There wasn't as many choices for entrees, and there wasn't the appetizer cart. However, it's a short flight, they wanted people to be able to get adequate sleep, which I understand. And for your reference, here's a look at the menu. First, we were given a hot towel. There was one appetizer, which was the salmon with creme fraiche, which was decent. Then for the main course, I had the chicken, which the presentation was not very great, but it tasted really good. The bathroom had the same well-stocked amenities as the previous flight and was kept very clean. Then I went to bed and unfortunately slept through breakfast. So unfortunately I wasn't able to get any photos or videos of that. However, we were now descending into the Maldives and I felt very refreshed after 6 hours of sleep. The landing into the Maldives was nothing more than beautiful, so enjoy. We did arrive a few minutes late, but it wasn't a big deal because our seaplane wasn't for another 2 hours. What was a problem was the immigration at the Maldives, which was 3 hours long. Very unfortunate. We missed our seaplane after all. I did, however, get some really good pictures of planes in Maldives, and it seems they have a new terminal, but they just haven't quite yet opened it, which I'm excited for given how cramped the existing terminal is. It was a bus gate, so we had to take about a 10-minute bus to the main terminal, but we were let off first because we were in business class. My overall thoughts on this is it's a very solid business class product for a medium haul flight. However, I would have liked to see more of the soft product that shined on the long haul flight. Overall though, it's a very good product and I would definitely recommend it. Anyways, that wraps up today's video. I appreciate you guys watching and sorry I haven't been able to put out as much content lately. Full-time college student and reviewing travels is pretty challenging. But thank you for your understanding and I'll try my best to get as many videos out as I can. Thank you.